Hello everyone, I am still in the process of getting started here with King's Quest 6. I streamed a little bit of it a couple weeks ago. Radar Dynamic, thank you so much for the subscription. I really do appreciate it. Without much further ado, I'm gonna pull up a quick walkthrough guide just to have it ready. This playthrough is basically gonna be a natural playthrough. I'm not going to really be doing any like walkthroughs, hints, tips, tricks, cheats, guides, anything like that. So what you see in the stream is actually what's happening. Like I'm not trying to cheat. So a little history about the game. I started playing this back when it first came out on an old, loud, noisy gateway computer. Now I'm playing it here. So, let's get going.
How fare you?
Thankfully, I fare better than my business. My shop is as silent as the moon these days.
Trying to remember where I left off. I've got the mint, the coin of Daventry, the lucky rabbit's foot. Oh, right.
I have this copper coin. Is it of any value to you at all?
Most interesting. I have never seen a Daventry coin before, but it is copper genuine enough. I might even find a buyer who is interested in foreign currency. The items on the front counter are the only things in the store that I can let go for the price of 1 copper. You may make your choice from there.
Alexander looks at the items on the counter to make his selection.
I see you have noticed my mechanical nightingale. She is made of plain tin, but she sings the sweetest song you can imagine, barely distinguishable from the real thing. The flute is only made of plain wood, but its notes are fine and true. Ah, yes, the painter's brush. It was well used by one of the island's best painters. There's a lot of creativity in that brush, and its bristles are still in good condition. Have you an interest in tinder boxes? This one is only slightly battered. It holds a good supply of flint, a sturdy striking pad, and even a candle in case you find yourself with naught else to hold the flame.
So, for right now, I'm going to take the Nightingale.
That mechanical nightingale looks intriguing. I believe I'll take it.
Very well. Your coin is well spent. Remember, this is a pawn shop. I am always willing to take back my own goods in trade.
I'll remember. Thank you.
The dusty shop remains.
Huh. The lamp guy's gone.
Alexander is carrying.
Okay, so that is the boring book, which means I can actually get the pearl. Which I don't remember why I need the pearl. I just know I need it. I know what I need the pearl for now. I also know what I need the nightingale for.
Alexander winds the mechanical nightingale and places it on the ground. The mechanical nightingale sings a sweet, tinny tune. The real nightingale in the tree cocks her head and listens intently. The nightingale flies to a lower branch and looks at Alexander curiously, as if she were deciding that this human might not be so bad.
So I am currently going on to Twitter to advertise my stream. Yay! So with that done, let's get this board moved back over here.
Alexander moves the plank back to its original position.
And we're gonna go to
Alexander
the Isle of
pulls out
Wonder
his
first.
magic map. According to the magic map, the Isle of Wonder is a comma-shaped island poised in the sea to the west. A large island named the Isle of the Sacred Mountain dominates the north of the Land of the Green Isles. There's a small island labeled Isle of the Beast on the east side of Alexander's map.
So, Isle of the Sacred Mountain, for those of you who know King's Quest VI, there's a anti-pirate thing involved to where you have to have the manual. I don't have the manual, but I do have the next best thing. The internet! So, we're first off going to go to the Isle of Wonder, and I'm going to try to get that pearl.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
Without triggering the thing that's going to happen if you try to go into the island.
To the north, the island is dense with vegetation. To the north, large craggy to the north, the blue ocean stretches on for as far as Alexander can see. Oyster beds line the seashore. Most of the oysters are sound asleep. One of the oysters is sitting up in bed and doesn't look very happy. He seems to be the only one who can't sleep. In the oyster's mouth, Alexander can see a glint of white.
Hi, Wiz! Oh my god! Nice to see you.
A string of letters floats in the water. The letters spell out, "Where are you going?"
So for those of you watching,
Alexander's heard
Wiz
of alphabet
is
soup, but this is
a
ridiculous.
friend/mod of another streamer. I am doing good! Even better now that you're here. I always love seeing you here.
Alexander wades in.
Yeah, no. I'm going to first off save. And then I'll try
Alexander
to get it.
wades in. The ocean currents tug at Alexander's legs. That object is just a bit out of reach. Alexander wades deeper into the sea to get the strange object in the water.
See my friends in chat.
The underwater toe is amazingly strong here. It pulls ferociously at Alexander's legs. Before Alexander can retreat, the currents grab his legs. The shifting sand vanishes from beneath his feet. Against his best efforts, he is dragged out to sea. The currents around the island pull Alexander under. As Alexander struggles to the surface for the third and last time, he finds himself wishing he'd paid more attention to the warning signs of an undertow. Tickets. Oh. Next. Nothing like getting swept off your feet.
I love this game for the death puns. It's just mwah, chef's kiss. Now I'm gonna wait for the little snippet to come closer. It takes like 30 seconds to a minute. There we go.
Alexander picks up the object floating in the water. It appears to be a string of letters. They say, "Where are you going?" Alexander decides to keep the odd sentence, even though it is incomplete.
So a little checklist I'm doing here is I've got taste, sound, touch. The invisible ink is in the chamber pot at Ali's books, which covers the fourth sense. Wes, I know you're a mod for Brasscoin. You're a mod for me. I doubt there's anything you can do wrong. I trust you. So I've got Mockingbird for the ears. Need to get the ink for the eyes. The stench flower from the Isle of the Sacred Mountain for the nose. And the mint for touch. Or do I need an actual mint leaf? I think I need a mint leaf. But, for now, let's talk to this oyster.
Why aren't you asleep like the other oysters?
Oh, I'm so weary, but I can't sleep. I have a terrible ache in my mouth.
Of course, I can't be Dr. Snapper without Dr. Pepper.
What's wrong with your mouth?
No offense, but it hurts too much to talk.
Well, if you can't sleep, maybe a very boring book will help you sleep.
If you're having trouble sleeping, perhaps you'd like me to read to you.
Hey, that would be great.
Alexander does.
Oh, bugger. Well, I'm going to restore. Because I want you guys to hear just how boring this text actually is. It's just, as soon as I pick this thing up, yeah. It's horrible.
Alexander doesn't want. Alexander picked.
So, here's what it sounds like.
Alexander opens the bargain book and reads a paragraph at random.
2 dulcimers raised to the degree of 40 half-dulcimers, divided into equal parts by the third of a cackle of grouse geese, put over the result of 10 fine mackles, albeit small fine mackles, stretched over the total of 53 and an eighth bottles of wild beast lard.
Phew, what an incredibly boring book. No wonder the bookshop owner wanted to get rid of it so badly.
So, it sounds boring. I find it actually quite endearing. Like, I'd love to read that book. But let's give it to the oyster and actually listen to the dialogue this time.
Perhaps Alexander.
Oh, right.
Why aren't you If you're having
Hey!
2 dulcimers raised to the degree of 40 half-dulcimers, divided into equal parts by the third of a cackle of grouse geese, put over the result of 10 fine mackles, albeit
I'm not
small
bored,
fine
seriously.
mackles, stretched over the total of 53 and an eighth bottles of wild beast lard.
Alexander makes a grab for the pearl.
Hey! You fixed my mouth! It feels great!
Ah, the little oyster drifts into peaceful slumber with the rest of his oyster friends.
So this entire island is nothing but puns. You've got a bed of oysters. So now that I have this
The flawless pearl is the largest Alexander's ever seen.
I am going to go
Alexander
back.
pulls out his magic map.
to the main island, Isle of the Crown.
Alexander
and
feels
I'm
a
gonna
strange
trade
pulling
in
sensation.
the pearl to get my ring back. I'm gonna give the ring to the bird to give to the princess. How do I know it's the princess? Prior knowledge. I played this game before, and I watched, I think it was the Landau 3000 play it. Hey, there's the invisible ink.
Alexander sorts through the odds and ends that the pawn shop owner dumped into the pot. Magic exploding gum wrappers, a shattered crystal ball, a cracked wand, a fake thumb. Near the bottom, Alexander finds a little glass bottle labeled ink. It appears to be empty, but Alexander decides to take it anyway. You never know when a small bottle will come in handy.
So before we go in, let's go into Ollie's books. Hey,
Hello.
it's the clown.
I... Now, what can I do for you?
An odd-looking man is reading in the stuffed chair. He wears a vest, balloon-style pants, and pointed shoes. There's something deliberately silly about the man, as though he were a performer of some sort. An odd-looking man.
Good day, sir. Is there anything you can tell me about the land of the Green Isles?
I'm sorry, but I have no time for idle conversation. I'm too worried about the princess.
The princess, you say?
Excuse me again, sir. You mentioned the princess.
I told you I'm not interested in talking to strangers.
Okay, well.
Excuse me again.
Let's go get that ring back and try talking to him again.
Good.
An elegant little dish is full.
I found this large pearl. Might it be valuable enough to ransom back my family ring?
I have never seen such a perfect pearl. Certainly you can have your ring back.
Oh, I'm glad you didn't sell it. I'm a bit attached to it, I'm afraid.
Of course you are. You would be cold-hearted if you felt any differently. I am happy to see a family heirloom back with its rightful owner.
Now, let's first go give this ring to Jalo for him to see that we're not just some random stranger.
Good day
He's
again.
gone!
How may...
That's gonna be problematic for the long, perfect ending. But that's okay. Okay, so I have ears, eyes, need to get the nose, but I have the mouth.
Alexander shakes the bottle, and
Before I do that, I'm gonna save, just in case I'm about to screw something up.
there's no reason to... Alexander...
It's stuck. It's... Whoa! The ink bottle isn't empty at all. It's full of
Hi,
invisible
Wiz.
ink.
Thank you for
Not
showing
very
up.
strong, but
I love
not
you.
bad.
You have yourself a good day. Now, on the way past, let's give this ring of Daventry to the bird. Seriously, Liz,
Alexander
you take
holds
care.
out his royal ring to the nightingale.
Snake!
To Alexander's
Snake!
surprise, the nightingale swoops down and grabs the ring from his hand. The nightingale flies off towards the castle with Alexander's ring. Where might she be taking it?
I did not mean to take off that way. Okay. Oh! Why did
The
it not...
nightingale has returned from her flight with Alexander's ring. She flutters off her branch and drops something red at Alexander's feet.
I'm gonna restore here.
Alexander
Whoa! Not very...
There's no point in you. Alexander is... There's no reason to use that.
I'm not using it there. I'm trying to get to the bird. Okay.
Alexander
Hands
holds
off.
out his royal ring to the nightingale. To Alexander's surprise, the nightingale flies off towards the castle with Alexander's ring.
No cutscene. Why no cut? Flower. I should... Oh well, not gonna worry about it. I can always do that next run through. It's looking more like I'm only gonna be able to make the short ending.
The nightingale has
Which,
returned
it's
from her
fine.
flight with Alexander's ring. It's a red velvet hair ribbon. The bird must have taken Alexander's ring to someone who sent back this ribbon in return. Could it possibly be? Dare he hope that the someone is Cosima herself?
If only it could be so. Oh.
The lady's hair ribbon is made of the finest red velvet. A long strand of black hair is caught in the ribbon. Alexander examines the red ribbon. The strand of hair from the red ribbon is the color of midnight. Alexander can only hope that it belongs to his true love.
So now let's head to the Isle of the Sacred Mountain. Grab that flower. It's a very
Alexander
stinky flower.
pulls out his magic map.
Very stinky.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
Ah, yes, the cliffs.
There
of
appears to be
Logic.
something
So, ignorance kills, wisdom elevates. So, this is the first of many puzzles on this particular island that require the manual. This one in particular doesn't. I mean, ignorance kills, wisdom elevates. And as you can see, you can kind of press all the letters in.
Nothing happens.
So it's looking for a very specific phrase, which we will get back to. So let's look at this feather.
Alexander notices an unusually large coal-black feather lying on the beach.
Let's get it.
Alexander takes the feather.
Now, if I go up the cliffs of logic, I think I get caught by the winged ones. I'm not entirely 100% sure though. For now, I will be right back. I need to get something to eat really quick. But I will be back, I promise. And I am back, everyone. Let's get back into this game.
There's an ugly flower growing near the base of the cliff. There's an ugly Alexander picks the flower and is startled by its hideously strong skunk-like odor. For a moment he can smell nothing else. Colors of flame burst from the center of the incredibly stinky flower and drip onto its petals. The flower's appearance is as flamboyant as its smell.
I am so sorry about that. My boyfriend just got home and he brought a company over. You're gonna hear the dog barking in the background. I do apologize.
Alexander contemplates touching the flower, but doesn't want to get the flower's stench on his hands. Alexander pulls out his magic map.
So have you pooped today? Are you going to IFC with us? Aww. Wait, where are you moving to? What the hell is in Oregon?
Lots of my friends and a weird place for weird things.
Well, who am I gonna see rocket launch themselves off the toilet seat with a very powerful fart?
I'm coming back every 6 months and I'll save it just for you. Don't worry, next time.
Alright guys, I am back once again. I guess I'm gonna leave my mic unmuted because I don't know how to mute it on stream, but we'll make do. So let's go back to the Isle of Wonder.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation. There's no reason to... Alexander hears someone coming.
"5 fierce guards of the isle we be. Watch for a foreign man," said he, "with ears and nose, tongue, hands, and eyes. Its nature cannot be disguised. If mad it be, then mad it dies. Old Tom Troll, smell your smell. Do that which you do so well.
Okay, so there are different ways to lose this, but I think it's the same one each time. So I'm gonna save here first with the new save. And with the smell, you know what? Let's just reach out and touch
A
him.
gnome with Alexander winds.
I can't touch him. I'll play the nightingale though.
My nose cannot be tricked that way. The smell of man still rules the day. A man, so say our nose, into the waiting sea he goes.
The gnomes toss Alexander too far out into the sea for him to get his footing. The currents drag him under.
Tickets. Oh. Next.
Guess those gnomes couldn't reach a consensus.
So yeah. Anytime you die to the gnomes, that is what happens. So this time, let's do the right thing.
Alexander holds the flower of stench out to the gnome with the jumbo nose.
Tom Trow I am, that's all I'll be. My nose knows all on land and sea. A flower of stench has washed ashore. A flower 'tis all, and nothing more. Listen, hark you, Grovenor, do your duty as you swore. With your ears, please tell us more.
Yeah, hang on. Alright. No. Sorry guys, my hair got in my way. Alrighty, Radar Dynamic, welcome to the stream. Now, you can use the flute here, but you'll die. So,
Alexander
use the
winds the
nightingale.
tin nightingale and plays it for the gnome with the monumental ears.
A nose is not a way to spy. My ears cannot be told a lie. A nightingale is all there be. No man is near, and so say me. Taste, Grump, that we might know whether friend or whether foe.
So for him, that's why I kept the mint.
Alexander holds the mint out for the gnome with the gigantic mouth.
Grump knows a tasty treat. It matters not what others bleat. No danger is this one so sweet.
Trilly dilly, use your hands. Is it beast or is it man?
This one, we're gonna need to use the rabbit's foot.
Alexander holds the rabbit foot out for the gnome with the huge hands.
Be all you mad? What aileth thee? A bunny can't trill merrily. A hare does not at all taste sweet. A rabbit here is all we greet.
What is with the eyes at his waist?
Old Bill Batter, never fatter. Vision can resolve this matter. Look you now and end this chatter.
So for this one, we're going to need the invisible ink bottle.
Alexander pours the contents of the empty-looking ink bottle over himself.
By all that's beauteous, fair, and sightly, 4 morons do I sleep with nightly. There's nothing there at all, I say. Enough of this. Let's now away.
So now that you've beaten them this one time, you'll never see them again.
Alexander did it! He's fooled the guards!
So, there's 2 different ways we can go here. I know what has to happen next, and for that, we're gonna go to the east.
The tail end of this island is a rock. The tail. Little bees buzz around the books as though the pages were laden with the sweetest pollen. Maybe they're spelling bees. Piles of stacked books, looking ready to topple at any moment, have been arranged haphazardly on the sandy ground.
Wow. Hiya, gorgeous. Oh, what a luscious-looking hunk of flesh you are.
Thank you, I guess. Who are you?
How charming of you to pretend not to know. I'm Black Widow, of course. The femme fatale of all femme fatales. Know what I mean? You know, I was just thinking it was time I found my 50th, another husband. It would be quite a horror, an honor to have me as a bride. Just look at my beautiful weaving. It's so light, so delicate. You'll never want to leave my little nest.
It is a lovely web, but my heart is elsewhere, I'm afraid.
Oh, drat! The loss is yours. I'm sure you'll change your mind once you consider the advantages.
So, we're gonna save here. Because, you all know what's gonna happen. When I suddenly save for no reason, what do you think is gonna happen? That's right, it's another death.
Oh, so there you are, handsome. What can I do for you now? Have you changed your mind? My offer of dead wedlock is still open.
What's this?
That scrap of paper blew into my web from those books over there. The wind just thinks it can deposit anything here.
A thread is hanging from the otherwise tightly woven web.
Well, she did propose to me, and Casima's apparently due to be wed. Let's give her a pet.
Alexander reaches out to touch the Black Widow.
Ah, how sweet the matrimony. I knew you'd change your mind.
Alexander feels the sharp prick of the Black Widow's teeth. Then, a strange burning sensation.
I love that little music sting at the end.
A widow again.
So, we're going to be seeing these guys a lot throughout the game.
Next. Why do you
But
think they call her a widow?
On the long run, you can actually play through this level too. So let's go back to here. So you want to get this little scrap of paper here, but you need to tug on the string
Hey,
first.
don't touch that thread!
And while
Alexander
she's
snatches the
distracted-
scrap of parchment, curious to see what's written on it. The wind blows the scrap of paper from Alexander's hand, but he remembers what it said well enough.
Well, let's grab a book.
Hey, hands off the goods there, son.
Oh, sorry. Hello? Is anyone there in the books?
No, there's no one here.
Hello?
No.
Oh, I know what I have to do. So, I need to go back to the Isle of the Crown.
Alexander pulls... Alexander...
So I need to go back to the Isle of the Crown and learn a little bit about that book that is on Ali's books shelf. I don't have anything for you, Sing Sing. Sorry. Very soon I will, though. What's this?
Alex... It's a proclamation. It reads, "Citizens rejoice, announcing the royal wedding and coronation of Wazir Abdul al-Hazred and Princess Kasima. For reasons of security, the wedding will not be open to the public. Long live the new king and queen of the land of the Green Isles." Alexander feels his stomach turn at the thought of the dread event. If he doesn't do something soon, Kasima will be another man's wife.
Hello? Now,
Excuse me again.
I told you.
Excuse me.
I told.
So I think I may have messed up here. I should have shown him the ring first, but that's okay. Like I said, next playthrough.
The bookshop owner is a thin... An antique leather-bound book is displayed on a little stand on the counter. On the elaborate cover is the title, "Ye Useful Book of Magic Spells." Alexander...
How fare you, merchant?
well, I would be better if I...
How much for that book on the counter, merchant?
It is a fine book, is it not? I obtained it from the estate of the one and only magician this kingdom has ever had. Poofed himself into an aardvark in the end, or so I heard. I never found the spells all that useful myself, but then I lead a boring life. I tell you what, if you can find another rare book, something a bit more marketable, I might be willing to exchange the spell book for it.
And there we go. We now have the flag for this part of the game. I am going to save here. And with that, people, that is going to be the end of the stream for today. For those of you who are watching, thank you so much for watching throughout the whole thing. Please like, subscribe, or don't. You know, either way, it's up to you. Yeah. I'll try to be back again tomorrow for more streaming of King's Quest VI, but until then, this is Dr. Snepper, signing off with my usual catchphrase.